What's up, guys? I apologize for not being on the bike today. It is still winter out here in Northeast Ohio. Hopefully that ends pretty soon. We're getting towards the end of the winter season, so hopefully the weather's going to start breaking and we're going to be able to get back on the bike. Before I do that, though, I wanted to kind of give you guys an insight on what I've got for you guys as far as equipment for the 2017 season, to what you guys can look out for and see. And then as my videos come out, you may have questions. How did you do that, or what are you using? And I will be able to reference this video for you guys as well. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the video. Alright, so this video was spurred on by a video I just watched recently by Defobra. Link is in the description for the video. He kind of just went through his equipment and showed you guys what he had available, and he was kind of curious what we had available, so I'm kind of doing a video response to that. So I don't want to make this video too long, so let's hop right into the first item. So the first thing I got here is my GoPro case. It contains all my camera equipment for the action cameras, pretty much. So let's go ahead and open that up. It's a nice hard case that I keep everything in just to keep it protected while it's in there. And to show you guys what's in it. So, as far as action cameras, my main camera, wrong camera, is the GoPro Hero 4 Black. It is probably the best camera out there right now. There is the GoPro Hero 5, which is pretty much identically spec'd as this camera, minus image stabilization, which is a great feature. But I didn't want to pay another $500, $400 for another camera, considering all the camera equipment that I have. And it didn't have much greater specs than this camera, so I didn't feel the need. Maybe down the line, when the new GoPros come out, if they've got better camera specs, I may be inclined to get it. But for now, the GoPro Hero 4 Black is fantastic. This is also my main motovlogging camera that I use on my helmet camera for the front chin mount. My secondary camera that I'm going to use this season is going to be the GoPro Hero 3 Plus Black. I just picked this up in the off season here. I do have the Sena GP backpack on it to communicate to the Sena headset. I am not going to have this on me on my helmet. This is going to be somewhere on the bike, for some different angles, whether it be low to see maybe my body position, or maybe sideways. I don't know. This is going to be the camera that's going to fluctuate on the bike to different positions. And with the GP10 backpack, if I'm having communications over a Sena, it'll pick it up, so I'll be able to get the footage from that. But I still don't have to use the GP10 for the microphone of my main vlogging camera. I tried it last year. It's not bad quality at all, especially with the 20Ss, which is what I have. But the problem is when you have your gloves, it's hard to hit the little button that says on off for the power without knowing that you hit the on for the microphone for the internal microphone. I lost quite a few vlogs last season because I thought I turned just the microphone on, but I ended up turning on the internal microphone as well, and there was a lot of wind noise over top. So I don't want to use this as my main vlogging microphone anymore, so I'm using a standard drift microphone with the GoPro adapter in my headphone, or in my mic setup for my helmet, and I'll use the GP10 as a backup. So like I said, if I'm having a Sena conversation, or the audio is kind of distorted on my microphone, I can maybe use the Sena's microphone. And the bike, it'll be on the bike somewhere, so I'm physically able to see it when I turn it on to make sure I don't turn on both microphones. I haven't had this camera this season, so I haven't had an opportunity to use it, so I don't have any footage to show you guys. But I know it's a very capable camera, and it does offer the 1080 60 frames per second, which is what I shoot everything else in. My third camera, GoPro Hero 4 Session. This will be my rear-facing camera for vlogs and stuff, facing as an action shot of me. Last year I used my fourth camera, but this year I'm going to use the Hero Session. Hopefully, because I'll explain that in a second when I get to my fourth camera, but there's a specific reason why I want to switch to this. It's definitely a lot smaller profile. It shoots right at me. It'll be easier to use. I have the remote for it, so I'll be able to hit all three cameras real easily as they're riding on the bike. And finally, as far as my fourth camera, I still have the Drift Ghost HD. This was the camera I faced rear-facing towards me last year for my vlogs, to get you guys a portrait view. I won't be using that this year as long as the session stays well, because when the Ghost, if you get long enough clips just like everything else, it always breaks it into segments. Well, with the Ghost, it's not a seamless transition. There's like a gap there of about 1.5 seconds that it doesn't get recorded. It makes it a real pain in the ass when I'm going back trying to sync footage to get that, if it breaks, to get that footage back on track. Because when I start the cameras, you know, you do the standard claps and you're able to sync it off the claps. But when it gets that break, it really gets kind of frustrating trying to resync that footage back up. So I'm going to try to avoid using that. This probably will be the camera that I either, if somebody that I'm riding with doesn't have a camera, I may slap this on their helmet. This will be the camera that I'll use. Maybe if I want a 4th angle view, maybe rear facing on the tail of the bike. You know, maybe I want a 4th view to match with the GP or with the Hero 3, so I get maybe a right angle and a left angle. Not quite sure how I'm going to use that this year, but I obviously still have it for whatever I want to use it. But that's really all that's in here. Oh, so the cool thing about this case, which I'll try to show you, is it's got a lower level, and that's where I keep like my microphone for another piece of camera equipment that I use, some other mounts, some other hooks, you know, etc. like that, batteries, cables. If I'm going on a trip, it's just nice to have all your accessories in there to keep in there for uploading footage. But I really like this hard case. It's airtight, it's watertight. I can do this and it has no chance of getting wet or anything like that. It really protects the camera equipment. And if I was to travel on a plane or something, I could take this with me and not really worrying that, you know, as they're manhandling your bags through baggage check, or you're in, if you're taking it as a carry-on, you know, it's not going to get dinged or damaged while it's in the overhead storage bin. Another thing that I'm going to use this season, something that I had last season, which I keep in here, is still the gimbal. It is the Fiyu G3 Ultra, which I did an unboxing in an earlier episode. I don't have anything connected to it. This will be nice to have the extra GoPro so I can set this up and be able to use it at a whim without having to de-set up all my other stuff. You know, maybe I'll take the Hero 3 Black and try to get a rolling footage shot, or somebody, you know, can hold this while they're riding beside me and try to get a rolling footage shot or something. But I'm going to use this primarily still for when I'm doing off-the-camera vlogs. I'm out and about. If I can bring this with me, I'll have that as well. Something you can't see right now, the DSLR that I'm using to record this right now is the Nikon D3200. Right now I have just the 18 to 55 millimeter kit lens because I'm inside my house. I don't want any sort of big lens on it right now. But I still have the Mama Jamma, the 300 millimeter to 55 millimeter lens for it. That'll be what I use for my Instagram shots. If I can get pull a gap and I can get off the bike, I'll be able to get some really good close-in shots of some guys coming around the corner with this lens. You know, last year I did the the Air show, and they had the Blue Angels come out. That was really sweet, but I didn't have the lens at the time, and I would have really liked to have been able to just kind of zoom in a little bit more on that and get some really high definition shots of the camera of the planes. So I'll continue to use that as well for improving my obviously content like this, or content such as the Instagram content that I'll be providing for you guys. This right here, these are just some of the accessories that I have that I keep in a bin here. This is where I keep all my GoPro and camera accessories. I have a 3 storage bin upstairs for all my cables and other stuff. This isn't all of the accessories that I have. I just wanted to bring one of them down. You know, like the GoPro, I've got the clamp mount. That'll be nice to be able to use for some external shots. You know, still have the suction mount. I've got another suction mount. I've got the selfie stick from GoPro for selfieing. I don't use this very much solely because I have the gimbal, but I have some of those accessories. A ton of mounts. I mean, here's 4, 5, 6 whole new sticky camera mounts that I could use to place on the bike somewhere. I mean, there's just a whole Mama Jamma stuff. The thing that I can clip to this if needed, and you clamp it and you can get some other shots. I mean, I just have a bazillion accessories. You know, it's typical. That's why I enjoy the GoPro so much, because they really do make so many incredible accessories and mounts and everything that you could ask for. A scuba mount. This is a flotation mount, so if you're in the water and you drop the camera, this will keep it floating. Or if you're diving, you can unscrew this off, fill it with water, and then you can dive with it. Another fantastic little mount that I have, and it's got the lanyard so you can keep it attached to your wrist for when you're swimming so you don't lose your cameras. And that's just some of the accessories that I have to provide more angles and more shots for you guys for this upcoming season. I also have the Lime Fuel 15,000 milliamp external power bank. This will be for if I'm going on trips, long trips, that I'm out and about, I'm able to keep things charged. I have the external battery adapter for the GoPros that I have on my helmet, so I could keep constantly recording and not have to use the GoPro batteries that use this. I just put this in my bag, have a little wire running up to it, and it just constantly powers off of this. I literally can record on the GoPro for about 13 hours straight using this. I actually run out of memory card space on my memory card before I actually run out of battery. So it's awesome. It lights up. It shows me the exact percentage left of the battery. It has 2 USB ports, and it was only like $25. Finally, the biggest purchase that I made in the off season for the channel is I bought a drone. I bought the Mavic Pro. It is the newest one out there. It's designed specifically for motorsports. Very small and compact. This is the hard case for it. Unfortunately, I haven't received it yet. There's just some of the accessories that I have for it. It is due to be here in the next couple weeks. I had to pre-order from DJI, and they said about 6 weeks, and I bought it about 3 weeks ago. So it should be here in the next month or so, hopefully. I just bought some accessories. This is the extended landing gear. Because of how small it is, when it lands pretty much flat right on its belly. This will get you off the ground a little bit. This is just the car charger, and then the hard case, which has everything designed to hold all the stuff for the Mavic, the remotes, external batteries, cables, whatever you need, it'll hold it in there. And it's a nice little carrying case. Keep everything nice and tight. Also waterproof and airproof. And I just wanted to have this. I don't plan on transporting it in this like when I'm riding because it is a little bulkier, but for protecting it if I'm traveling, protect it if I'm able, like on a plane or whatnot, I'm able to put it in this. And again, just like my other case, I'm insured that it's not going to get dinged and damaged as I manhandle it. And it's got nice protective cushions in there to keep that going. And then I plan on using the iPad, possibly if I can get it set up with the Mavic controller. So I've got a nice big screen or just my phone. I haven't figured out what I'm going to do as far as that because I haven't received it yet. So I'm really excited to show you guys what I'm able to do this season. Please post in the comments what you guys think, if there's anything specifically you think I should add to the arsenal. I have spent so much money on the equipment that I have here. I don't think people really appreciate the amount of effort and money that it takes to acquire this kind of stuff. There's people out there, oh, you're just motovlogging for the money. I'm certainly not. I have spent, $1,400 for the Mavic. I've got the GoPro Hero 4 Black, which retails for, when I bought it, $500. The Hero 3 Plus, the Hero 4 Session, and the Drift. When I bought the Ghost, it was brand new. It was $399 also. The Hero 3 Plus and the GoPro Hero Session are probably $400 if you buy those now. The DSLR was $500. The extra lens was $400. There's a ton of money involved in acquiring this. And something you can't see right now, which maybe I'll cut out and show you, is I also purchased this green screen with the lighting that I'm using. Some nice stand-up light stands with some white umbrellas to kind of keep that white light on me. All those things I'm trying to add to be able to bring content to you guys, to be the best cinematic shots that I can provide. Because I don't want to be in a scenario where I want to do something, but I don't have the equipment to do it. I need to be better being creative. I understand that. I'm going to work on that this season. I've met with some guys that are social media driven, which hopefully can help be creative and work with me and help with the shots, hopefully to bring you better content this season. But I do appreciate you guys sticking with me through the off season here. I'm excited for what I have planned for this season. I'm excited for the shots that I'm going to be able to acquire for you guys this season and everything that's going to encompass this upcoming season. I really think this is going to be the season where the channel can blow up and really start to rapidly increase. This past season I gained about 500 or so subscribers. As everyone knows, that initial first 1,000 subscribers is the hardest to get. We're almost there. Once we get to 1,000, I think it's going to start to exponentially grow. Hopefully the channel takes off. Let me know in the description what kind of equipment you guys have, what I can add to the channel to be better for you guys. And let me know what you guys think of this type of video as well. I really want to interact with you guys through the comments. That's the livelihood of the channel. As always, guys, thanks for watching the video. If you're still riding, stay safe out there. Keep those rubber side down. And until the next video, guys, we'll catch you guys later.